amazing to hear politicians saying things like their thoughts are with the victims and their families. Their thoughts wasn't with the victims and their families when they were bringing the likes of this into the country. Their thoughts weren't with the victims and the families when they were implementing policies that sees women and children around this country getting raped, assaulted, and murdered for years now. Their thoughts weren't with the family when they failed to deport a known criminal from our country. Their thoughts aren't with your family. No, their thoughts is with how they can shut you up. Their thoughts is with how they can call you far right and make you out to be a racist for only trying to stand up to your family. That's the only thing them people are thinking about today, those politicians. That's what their thoughts are about today, nothing else. And what they've admitted is, with this murder, and sticking up for this murderer, and putting him before the Irish people, calling the people who protested him far right, calling them racist. What they're admitting to you is that a criminal came into this country 20 years ago and committed serious crimes and was given a deportation order and was never forced to leave the country by the state and went on to murder Irish children here in this country. So what the government is telling you is that of all the thousands and thousands of criminals that they've invited in to come and live amongst us over the last couple of years, it'll be 20 years before that criminal self-removes him from our society by removing himself, by committing a murder or some other serious crime, and he'll be put in jail. But the Irish government won't remove him. The Irish government will bring a criminal in and let him fester in our community for 20 fucking years and call anyone who says he needs to be deported far right and racist. And the only time he'll leave the country is when he does something so fucking bad they have to put him in jail for 20 years. That's what the Irish government is telling the Irish people, that they're far right and racist because they don't want fucking criminal rapists, murdering bastards living among them. Well, fuck you, Drew Harris. Fuck you, the Irish government. We're sick of your fucking shit. And I'm absolutely delighted that the people of Dublin decided to express their anger outwardly. If the people of Dublin had not expressed outward anger at what's just happened, they would have turned that anger internally and they would have been angry with themselves. When terrorism comes to your door, you get angry and you show the terrorists what you're capable of. It's outside the law. The government are failing to protect you. You have to protect yourself and you need to show them terrorists what you're fucking capable of when they murder your children. That's the only way it works. That Drew Harris and the rest of them, they don't give a shite about you. They're only waiting for someone else to get murdered. They're only waiting to bring another rapist into the country. They're only waiting. It's a cost centre. They get checks from the UN and they get checks from the WHO and they get checks from the IMF and they get checks from the ECB and they drive all of this property market again. They're NAMA buddies. They're now selling their property back to the NAMA shysters, the NAMA gangsters. And the NAMA gangsters then can buy the property back because they've gotten big contracts to take criminal migrants from all over Ireland and bring them all over the world and bring them into Ireland and put them up like kings and treat them like fucking royalty. And anybody says that, and they'll run down their character, they'll attack them, they'll attack their family, and they won't deport them. They won't deport the criminals. They won't deport the rapists. They won't deport the murderers because they can't even fucking talk about it. The NGO class, the government, the Gardaí, they can't even talk about the damage that they've done to our country. They can't even talk about the criminal element they've brought among to live among us. They can't admit what they've done because if they do, they know the gravy train is over. Well, Ireland isn't a gravy train. Ireland is the natural soil of our ancestors, and we are the natural heirs of that soil, and we claim that soil. And I don't give a shit what damage is done to your commercial interests while you're doing this contract that destroys our nation. Your commercial interests got damaged last night. Tough fucking shit. You're on our natural soil. You do business in a way that's good for our nation, or fuck off along with the fucking rapist migrants as well. Okay?